In pretrial hearings today, the judge overseeing the $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit brought by Dominion Voting Systems against Fox tore into the network today, saying he was concerned, quote, there have been misrepresentations to the court a day after saying Fox had a, quote, credibility problem. Both comments were about Rupert Murdoch's role at the network. The judge said he plans to appoint an outside attorney called a special master to investigate whether Fox lied and withheld key evidence. Dominion argues that Fox narrowly defined Murdoch's role, limiting what Fox turned over during discovery. Now, it happened a day before jury selection begins and after a series of damaging revelations about the network. Randy Kay has that part of the story.
The outcome of our presidential election was seized from the hands of voters.
Fox News host Tucker Carlson backing former President Donald Trump on air, but private text messages sent by Carlson, released as part of the Dominion Voting Systems lawsuit against Fox News, show how he really feels about Trump. According to the messages, Carlson actually hates Trump passionately and views his presidency as a disaster. 2 days before the Capitol insurrection, Carlson wrote, "We are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. I truly can't wait." On January 6th, Carlson texted his producer, calling Trump a demonic force, a destroyer. Carlson described Trump's post-election behavior as disgusting.
Is the fix already in?
It wasn't just Carlson. Other Fox hosts who repeatedly featured Trump's election fraud claims on air
Nobody liked Dominion Voting Systems.
were also mocking Trump and his lawyers behind the scenes. Court documents reveal Fox anchors and executives used words like ludicrous, mind-blowingly nuts, and totally insane. Carlson texted other hosts, including Laura Ingraham, about Trump lawyer Sidney Powell, saying Powell is lying, by the way. I caught her. It's insane. Ingraham responded, Sidney is a complete nut. No one will work with her. Court documents released in the case also include an email from Fox chairman Rupert Murdoch, describing Trump's election lies as bull and damaging. In Murdoch's January deposition, he conceded that some Fox hosts were endorsing Trump's falsehoods about the 2020 election being stolen. Murdoch said, I would have liked us to be stronger in denouncing it, in hindsight. Murdoch's deposition also reveals that he rejected his own network's conspiracy theories about Dominion. When asked by Dominion's lawyers, do you believe that Dominion was engaged in a massive and coordinated effort to steal the 2020 presidential election, Murdoch replied, no. Promotion of the false claims was also rejected by the network's D.C. managing editor, court documents show. In my 22 years affiliated with Fox, this is the closest thing I've seen to an existential crisis, at least journalistically, Bill Salmon wrote to a colleague. Still, Fox News denies wrongdoing and says it was reporting on newsworthy allegations about the election. Why were Fox hosts saying one thing on the air and something else privately? Dominion contends this was all about business and not alienating the base loyal to Trump. When Fox reporters tried to report the facts, they were attacked. Court filings show Tucker Carlson was livid after a Fox News reporter fact-checked Trump's tweet about votes allegedly being destroyed. Carlson texted coworkers, please get her fired. Seriously, what the F? It needs to stop immediately, like tonight. It's measurably hurting the company. The stock price is down. Not a joke. Documents from court also show Fox News chief Suzanne Scott was furious after a correspondent for the network fact-checked Trump's election lies, warning it was bad for business. In this email, Scott said, this has to stop now. The audience is furious, and we are just feeding them material. Bad for business. In another revealing email, Murdoch explained why Hannity continued to promote election lies, saying Hannity had been privately disgusted by Trump for weeks, but was scared to lose viewers.
And Randy Kay joins us now. What stands out to you in the details that have emerged in court filings by Dominion?
Well, Anderson, what's remarkable in these legal filings is you can see how worried Fox hosts and executives were. They were worried about losing business. They were also worried about losing viewers, certainly to Newsmax, which was also pushing these false election conspiracy theories. And when you look at the whole breadth of the text messages and the emails, you can really see the Fox business model, at least according to Dominion. They have said that it's not about delivering the truth. Dominion says that it's about pushing content and conspiracy theories to these viewers, feeding them all of that to keep them hooked. Now, more specifically, Dominion has alleged in the lawsuit that Fox News recklessly disregarded the truth because it was more concerned about business. And Dominion is now saying that these emails, text messages, and also the deposition testimony speak for themselves, Anderson.
Randy Kay, appreciate it. Thank you. Perspective now from retired First Amendment lawyer Lee Levine, who's represented Fox News, CNN, and many other media organizations in his distinguished 40 years of practice. Lee, when you hear the developments in court today, the judge accusing Fox's legal team of making misrepresentations, saying he's likely to appoint a special master to investigate, is that a big deal to run afoul of the judge like this on the eve of a trial?
Oh, yes, it is a very big deal, Anderson. It's a big deal on three levels. First, one of the things that the judge said today was that he was likely going to give the jury what's called an adverse inference instruction, which means that he's going to tell them that because Fox did not produce information and discovery that hampered Dominion in its ability to defend the case, the jury can infer from that that the information that Fox didn't provide would have been helpful to Dominion. And that is coming from the judge. That will be very powerful to the jury, especially on top of all of the emails and texts that you just discussed on the air.
The judge, Judge Davis, also sanctioned Fox, basically saying Dominion can conduct new depositions with witnesses, and if they do, Fox has to pick up the costs. I don't know if Dominion will actually take the judge up on that, on the offer, if there'll be other sanctions. If you were representing Dominion, how would you want to proceed? Would new depositions mean a halt to the trial?
Not necessarily. There are obviously going to be a number of witnesses in the case. The ones that are impacted by the new information that has just recently been turned over by Fox to Dominion are very few. So theoretically, those depositions could be taking place at another location while the trial is going on, and Fox could make those witnesses available both for the depositions and then for their trial testimony. And Dominion could have the advantage of having that information gleaned from the deposition when they actually put the witnesses on the stand.
And this revelation is Rupert Murdoch apparently held dual roles at both Fox News as well as his parent company, Fox Corporation. Could that explain why that has the potential? I mean, why does that have the potential to be significant to this case? Is it just that they didn't specify that to Dominion?
That's what Dominion is claiming. Dominion and the judge as well seems to be of the view that that question about Rupert Murdoch's role at Fox News, whether he was in fact an officer of the company, Fox misstated or did not disclose that he was. And now it has belatedly disclosed that he was. And the judge is very concerned that that was a misrepresentation that prejudiced Dominion, because if Dominion had known that Murdoch was an officer of the corporation, it would have arguably been entitled to a broader array of documents to be produced from Murdoch, because he would have had, at least theoretically, control over a broader range of documents. And they never got those documents.